Claude Code Subagents is the difference between average results and great ones, but most tutorials about them are already outdated. In this video, I'll cover everything you need to know about Claude Code Subagents, so let's dive into it. So, what are subagents? Let's start with an analogy. You're a famous chef in a restaurant, and in today's menu you serve steaks, soup, and a nice dessert. Now there are two options. You can do everything yourself and jump from one station to another, or you can hire people who can cook with you and you need to review their dishes. This is exactly how subagents work. They allow you to create your own experts and run them in parallel. Each subagent has its own task with a separate context, so it can focus only on his task. Just like a restaurant, you can configure which tools and commands it can use. There are two types of subagents, anonymous and custom. Anonymous subagents are great if you want to execute tasks in parallel and you don't need any expertise. For example, let's execute this prompt, run two subagents in parallel. One will look for the best hotels in New York and the second will search for flights from LA to New York City. Let's execute. As you can see, it's running two agents right now. One search for the best hotel and one is searching for flights. But before we create our first custom subagent, I wanted to show you that Claude Code comes with built-in subagents. In order to see them, we need to execute the agents command. So let's run agents. You can see the description, manage agent configurations. Let's run. Here at the bottom, you can see that there are some built-in agents. The first one is Claude Code Guide. When you ask anything about Claude Code will use this agent. You have the Explore, the general purpose, plan, and status lineup setup. All these comes with Claude Code, you don't need to install them. On the right of each agent you can see the model it uses. We're going to talk about it later. By the way, I forgot to introduce myself. I help developers turn AI into real workflows, so sub and like, it really helps me provide more value for you. To create a new subagent, we need to execute the agents command. Now we're going to choose the first option, which is to create a new agent. Next, we need to configure the location of the agent. We have two options, project and personal. Project means that the agent will be available only in this repository, in this project. And personal means that you can use this agent in all the projects you open in this computer. It will be saved at the root folder of the user. For this demonstration, I'll choose the project scope. Now we need to choose the creation method. Again, we have two options. We have the generate with Claude and manual configuration. We'll see both of them, but currently I'll choose the first one, which is the recommended path. Generate with Claude. In this step, I need to describe what the agent does and when Claude Code should use it. I wrote this prompt. I want to create a QA agent that will scan my changes and find issues or possible bugs. Let's run it. Now we need to choose the tools for the agent. By default, all the tools are selected. For our example, it's fine, but for your own agent, you should be careful with the permissions you give it. After that, we need to choose the model for the agent. We can choose between Sonnet, Opus, Haiku, or inherit from parent. I highly recommend to pick one of the models. You should always keep in mind the purpose of the agent you want to create, and if you want it to be an executor, choose the Sonnet. If you want it to be a planner, choose the Opus. I'll go with the Sonnet because we want it to execute. That's nice. Now we need to pick a color. Let's choose the yellow one. Next, we have the ability to add memory for the agent. It means that the agent will save the relevant info about the execution in a persistent folder, and it will load it every time, so the agent can learn from previous executions and be better next time. It's a good time to mention that this video covers only the basics of subagents. Next week we'll release a new video of advanced topics in subagents, so sub to get notified. And that's it. Now we have a summary of the subagent. We have a name, the location, tools, models, and also the memory we configured, and we have a description. Let's click enter for save. Great, we created our first custom subagent. Because the scope was project only, we can see that under .claude we have a new file. In agents folder we have qa-bug-scanner.md file. This is the file of the new agent we configured. This is an MD file that contains two parts. First, we have a YAML configuration. We'll see it in a second. And at the bottom, we have a description of this agent. If you take one thing from this video, it should be this part. When you add a new agent, you must configure two attributes, name and description. The description is super important because it tells Claude Code when to use this agent. When we think about agent, we want it to be executed automatically without the need to tag the agent in every prompt. So make sure the description contains when to trigger this agent. In our example, trigger this agent after completing a feature, fixing a bug, or making a significant changes to the components. By the way, if you're still here, you'll get a lot of value from our Claude Code course. There is a waitlist for free access, so make sure to join it. We're closing it in 5 days. Link is in the description. But before we continue with the demo, let's talk about why we should use subagents in first place. First, if the task is too big or too complex for one agent, we can use subagents. If we want to execute some tasks in parallel, we can do it as well. We can reuse the agents we configured for future usage. And of course, the most important part, each subagent has its own context window. But why this is so important? Let's dive into it. Let's continue with our example. We want to find a flight and hotel for our vacation in New York. So let's talk about what happens when we don't use subagents. So this is our main session in Claude Code. We're starting with a model with 200k input tokens. In red, you can see the current context that we're consuming. We're talking about 10k. It includes all the MCPs, skills, and configuration we have right now. Our purpose is to keep the context window as small as possible for two main reasons. First, the more accurate the context we attach, the better response we'll get. And second, when we use less tokens, we're going to pay less or have our subscription running for longer. When we execute our first prompt about flights, we're going to consume more tokens, and let's say we're going to consume 30k of our context window. After the second prompt regarding the hotels, our context window is going to get even bigger and we're going to hit 70k. But what will happen when we use subagents? So this is the main session in Claude Code, but now we're going to execute two subagents, one for flights and the second for hotels. Both of them are going to consume the same context size like we had without the subagents. So the flights researcher subagent is going to consume 20k and the hotels researcher is going to consume 40k. Because each one has its own context, they're not going to pollute our main conversation. They're going to work on the task independently, and after they complete the task, they're going to come to the main session with the results, and the main session is going to have the output only and is ready for more tasks. Now you can imagine what happens when you execute 5, 10, or 20 subagents in parallel. Without subagents, you won't be able to do that. There are two ways to trigger a subagent. The first one is to tag it manually. We can do it with the @ agent. And here you can see all the agents that are available. One of them is our agent QA bug scanner. And now I can ask something the agent, what is your purpose? And now the agent is triggered and running. There is another way to do it. We can ask directly in the prompt, what is the purpose of QA bug scanner agent? The second way is to let Claude Code decide when to trigger it. As we mentioned, in the description we say when to trigger this agent. I want to cover a few more topics that are related to subagents. First, when you run the agents command and you decide to go with the manual configuration path, you will configure these attributes one by one. And second, if you trigger an agent and you want to move it to the background, you can do it with a shortcut. So let's see it. Now I'll pick our agent, scan my repo, and look for UI bugs. As we expect, now our agent is running. You can see that it says that if I want to run it in the background, I can run Ctrl+B. So let me do it. And now this is running in the background. If I want to see the agent, I can use the down arrow and click on it, and I can see what it does right now. You can see the progress, how many tokens it consumed, how many tools, and the prompts. So we covered the basics of subagents. In the next video, I'm going to cover more advanced topics. So if you want to stay tuned, sub and like this video. Thank you very much.